In the final installment of its 2013 Going Deep series, CAA Football visits the University of Richmond, where senior captain Ben Edwards' promising senior season has been hampered by injuries. Nevertheless, Edwards has displayed the kind of positivity and resilience characteristic of a true team leader, with his Spiders mirroring his fight on the field to finish the season on a 4-game winning streak.
The toughest thing I'm ever going to ask them to do is to let their first thought be that of team and not of themselves.
Because a lot of people can talk and say what they want, but it really matters what you do when you get on the field and what the younger guys see from you as a leader.
And I think you have to have some element of consistency to how you go about your business. You got to have somewhat of the same guy every day mentality.
And that's what makes a true team leader and a student stand out. And that's what we look for, and that's what we've seen in particular student athletes. They have that ability, they're fearless, and they move forward and take others with them.
It's always game day for Ben. So it doesn't really matter whether it's the first workout in January when they come back from Christmas break, or whether it's the Thursday practice before the VMI game to open the season. They're all important to Ben.
Day in and day out, I have to drag him off the practice field. I have to constantly tell him to slow down or, be careful, or it's just warm-ups, or, he just knows one speed, and I think a lot of the guys feed off of that. It's a good example for the young guys coming in.
My leadership, I think the one thing that I try to do the most is lead by example and not necessarily be the hoorah guy to get everyone going. I do that at times, but I pick my moments.
And it's not about rah-rah anymore, hey, let's go. But it's how to develop, kind of a goal and get the team to move forward.
Just because he's a captain, I look up to him. He showed me the ways around here. He definitely has that leadership effect. And I definitely look up to him.
I used to be selfish. I used to be that guy that cared about stats and cared about, well, what about me? Let me get the ball. I honestly can admit that, and I think that I'm a better person because I understood over time here in my career at the University of Richmond, it's not about me. It's about the team, and I think that should be a message that I'll probably carry with me the rest of my life.
There's so many things that he brings to this team that, go unknown or maybe not made a big deal about because we're just so used to it because it's Ben Edwards. That's what we get every day.
He's so strong, and he understands failure, injuries, what it is to come back. And ultimately he's an optimist.
He dealt with 2 concussions early and mid-season, then a torn ACL later in the year.
When you put your body on the line day in and day out playing football, injuries happen. We have guys on the team who haven't been able to play all year long, and I'm just blessed I was still able to have that opportunity.
And I feel awful that he had to experience this here his senior year.
After his knee injury last week, to see the way he handled that during the game, was amazing. And I think the guys fed off of that. They went out and pulled out a big victory for him.
And right away, the doctor told me I tore my ACL. He knew right away based off the tests that he did. And man, it was just a lot of mixed emotions. I broke down and I started crying. And I just realized, you have so long to pout, and then what are you going to do about it? I decided I was going to have about 5 minutes to pout, and then I was going to move on. I just tried to stay as positive as possible throughout the rest of the game.
He knew it would take every ounce of energy that we had to be able to finish and win. So he did nothing but encourage, and I was really moved by that because you just don't see that very often.
People see Ben, he's a captain. They see him as a leader. When you see one of your leaders go down, automatically everybody just gets in that mentality they have to step up. They have to produce more for their fallen leader.
I think that experience was really good for me in the sense that I could really take a step back and look at the game and just think about how blessed I am to actually get to play this game. And I think I approached the rest of the season the exact same way.
It's going to be tough to see him walk out there, with his parents and not be able to play his last game. But I think the guys are, feeding off of that. He might not show it, on the outside, but I know him, and I know it's eating him up, because it's eating me up.
I wish he could play. I know he wants to play, but I know he's going to be out there giving all the receivers advice, keeping the intensity up on the sideline. That's just the person he is.
So I'm sure it'll be a very emotional day for him. And there's no doubt that he would want to be out there to help his team win. But ultimately, he can't. So what is there that you can do to help your team win? And he'll be that type of person in this game.
Ben is going to just leave here as a student came in who did things that no one expected him to do, academically and athletically. And he surprised everyone, but it's because of those leadership skills, because of that work ethic. And he's trying to look for those nuggets in all the younger players and develop them.
He's a great role model for any person that wants to look up to anybody at this university. Great grades, never an issue, great characters.
I think that I'm a completely better person because of the University of Richmond. And I really think that has to do with the relationships that I've built since I've been here. It's about putting yourself in the right position, putting yourself around people that are going to make you better.
And when he's on the field and when he's around football, it's like he's in heaven. I mean, he just enjoys being in those moments. When you enjoy it that much, that's going to resonate. And that's probably one of the things that might be missed the most. Who's going to bring that to my team next year? We've got some candidates, but at least all the candidates have a model they can emulate, and that model's Ben Edwards.
Edwards' commitment to the team above all exemplifies his leadership and the pivotal role he has played as a captain and consummate teammate as he now leaves a legacy for future Spiders to emulate. For more Going Deep features and other on-campus coverage, visit the league's official blog at caafootball.wordpress.com.